already assumed a position. Beat down.
I just hope there are 3 or 4 people in our audience who are gullible enough to believe that.
They already know.
Yeah.
They see it every week. Hashtag butt skip up.
Really?
Yeah, they've been trending.
Crack me up.
We're afraid of a lot going on today.
Yeah.
How you doing, Jenny?
Good, I'm good. Thank
Nice
you.
peach.
I appreciate
Salmon
it.
up.
I appreciate it.
Lord have mercy.
We got a lot to get to on today's show. Does number 2 need more help for the Raptors to win? And could Kyrie and AD be coming to join us in LA? But let's start with the Warriors. They must have gotten some motivation from the injured Kevin Durant at halftime because they were down by 15, but stormed back in the second half. Steph Curry scored a game-high 37 points to help Golden State take the lead. He also had 8 assists, including a pass late in the game to Draymond Green to go up by 3. In the closing seconds, with the Blazers down by 3, Andre Iguodala stripped Damian Lillard. The Warriors are now up 2-0 with the series headed to Portland tomorrow. So, Shannon, was last night more about the Warriors or more about the Blazers?
Well, Portland. It was Portland's inability to execute and their inability to stop the Warriors from executing. Skip, you can't allow, because this is what this tells me. If you allow a team to go on a 14-3 run to close the game out, a game in which you lose by 3 points, that tells me you could not get into your sets, and the other team, you couldn't keep them out of their sets. Skip, all you can hope for in a situation like this, you're on the road in a hostile environment, you get up 15. At one point, they were up 17 because they got the ball to start the third, and they go right down and get a bucket. So they're up 17. And within a matter of 7 minutes, it's gone. The Blazers have to stop the Warriors from going on these big quarters. Third quarter last night, the first game, it was the fourth quarter. They got 39 points. Skip, CJ and Dame, Skip, they came up small. In the fourth quarter, they're 2 for 12. CJ was 0 for 6. No, you can't have that. You got great production. You got Seth Curry gave you something off the bench. Rodney Hood gave you something good off the bench. Myles Leonard gave you some quality minutes. Skip, you got to get that home. You got to get your 2 guys. CJ and Dame, you got to deliver this game because you've got a great opportunity. They're going to be kicking themselves because I don't know if they'll get a better opportunity than what they have had last night, Skip. They couldn't play any better the first half. CJ got it going, then Dame started chipping in, and you had a 15-point lead. But down the stretch, you see the difference? Pass, Draymond. Alley-oop to Kevon Looney. Steph, pass, Draymond, layup. Draymond taking the ball to the... That's what they do, Skip. No moment. They never feel they're out of a game because they feel if they execute, they're going to get the shot at the spot that they want. And that was the difference in the ball game. Portland could not stop them. 14-3, Skip. All you got to do is get a couple stops. I'm surprised with how bad Portland lost the rebounding battle. Golden State is not a great rebounding team. They're a really small team. And they killed Portland on the glass. What, 50-37, 50-38, something like that?
Well, Draymond had 10.
Skip, you can't do that. At some point in time, and I know Terry Stotts wanted to go with a 3-guard lineup because you look at the game to close the game, Skip, he had Evan Turner, he had Seth, CJ, Dame, and Myles Leonard. You got Seth trying to keep Kevon Looney off the glass. What do you think's going to happen? And then all they do, when they come to help, Draymond, alley-oop. That was the difference in the ball game, Skip. Portland, you got to win this game. You got to because it was there for the taking.
I'm going to echo much of what you just said, but I'm going to be much harder on the Portland Trail Blazers than you were.
Especially the backcourt. I know it's coming.
To me, this game boiled down to Golden State had the Splash Brothers, and Portland had the Crash Brothers because they crashed and burned in ways that actually got overshadowed by how good Golden State was. But that only was made possible by how impossibly awful the backcourt of the Portland Trail Blazers was down the stretch. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like this. And again, shame on me. I picked Portland to win the series just because I said somebody will derail Golden State before the finals. But without Kevin Durant, as we talked about many times, all of a sudden, Steph and Clay said, okay, watch this. we don't just live and die with whether we have the nuclear weapon that is Kevin Durant. We can do this by ourselves. It's going to be harder. We're going to have to do it differently, but we can do it. So what did we see in the big picture last night? We saw a Portland team that got shamed and criticized and ridiculed for 48 hours come out in the first half and play angry. And they took it to Golden State. And it sure felt like at halftime that Golden State was in big trouble of losing game 2 and having to go to Portland for 2 games, 1-1.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we'd be having a whole different conversation right now. Would Kevin Durant suddenly miraculously get well? I don't know. He might have to. He might have to try. He might have to risk his strained or torn calf or whatever it is and try to come back and play game 3 or at least game 4. Now he's been ruled out for both games. But then what do we see in the third quarter? We saw championship character come out. We saw Golden State say, okay, this is stupid. Our coach is telling us we were victims of human nature because in the first half, how can you get up for a Portland team that you destroyed in game 1? It's hard to. So third quarter, Golden State said, watch this. This is who we really are. Boom, boom, boom. And all of a sudden the lead, it's gone in like 7 seconds. It felt like the whole lead was gone, the 17-point lead. So now we get to the fourth quarter and we get all the way down to the 428 mark. And the most unlikely scorer on the Portland bench, Myers Leonard, I'm not a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of them picking him in the lottery that year. But to Terry Stott's credit, he pushed the Myers Leonard button and he hit a huge 3.
Big one.
It was a bomb. It just knocked the air out of that building from what I could feel like on through the television. And all of a sudden, Portland is up 8 with 4 minutes left.
Yes.
Wow. Is that it? Is that enough? Well, obviously, you have 2 stars in your backcourt. So now it's time for those 2 stars to literally take you home to Portland, right?
Yes.
And so just for the record, because I think it got lost in the shuffle of just how great Golden State was, you realize that your man Damian Lillard, I'm talking about the people's man, because everybody loves Dame, had such a great breakout series against Russell Westbrook in the first round. You realize Damian Lillard did not score a basket or a point in the final 7:42 of the game. Unacceptable.
Very.
Do you realize that C.J. McCollum, who shot Denver's heart out in Game 7 at Denver, where Denver had the best record in the NBA, do you realize down the stretch from that basket on, that Myers Leonard basket, the last 428, do you realize he went 0 for 5? Do you realize he missed 3 threes and 2 other 2-point shots, one of them blocked by Draymond? Do you realize if he makes one of those shots, we're having a different conversation?
Absolutely.
So could we just, and I don't want to pile on poor CJ, because as I told you the other day, when it comes playoff time, CJ can often or too often stand for can't justify who he is in the regular season, because it's just the truth. But let's look at what happened to CJ if we could. It starts with a 358 shot. He misses a 3. That's to go up 9 points with 358 left, and he missed that one. I'm not sure where we are now. I think, okay, there's the next one. Now he misses another 3 with 319.
Wide open.
Okay.
Great look.
Great. That was wide open. 242. He's got a driving layup that Draymond just blocks. I think there's another 3. That one came with 147 left. That was to put them up 1. And then there's one with 32 seconds left. He's got a 12-foot floater that he just missed.
Yeah.
He just missed it.
Right.
Okay, I just gave you 5 makeable shots. At least 4 of them were very makeable. You're CJ. You're the guy who made 4 big 2-point jump shots in the last couple of minutes at Denver the other day to seal the deal, to get you to this stage. And this stage apparently is just way too big for you. But I need to go back to one play that Golden State made, that Draymond made, after the Myers Leonard bomb. You know what happened? Draymond just dribbled the ball all the way up the floor. Wait, Draymond just keeps on dribbling with his right hand.
Skip, he did the same thing against Houston twice. Remember, Houston had
that. He saved the game with that shot because it took the air right back out of.
But Skip, he did that in a matter of 5 seconds.
5 seconds, he just dribbles up the floor, and Myers Leonard has to get back in the lane because Kevon Looney is just kind of walking up the floor. He's not even in the picture yet.
Right.
So Myers Leonard has to drop back and defend the rim.
Right. Yeah.
And he did not defend or protect the rim. Well, that put Golden State back in position. And then to Draymond's credit, and he doesn't get enough, You realize he scored or assisted on their last 5 baskets?
Yeah.
So he was extraordinary.
That's what we're talking about, the execution,
Okay.
Skip. Because they feel if they execute, they can get whatever shot they want.
Yep.
And they understand that. But when you got 16 points from Seth, you got 12 from Rodney Hood, Myles Leonard comes in and give you 7. CJ and Dame, you got to bring us home now. You look, you're the strongest must carry the heaviest load.
Yeah.
Okay, they've helped you.
Yeah.
Now it's time for them to set it down.
They did what they had
That's
to.
it.
Yeah.
That's all you can
They
Skip.
put you in position. They said, here's the game. Please take us home.
You got 41 bench points in a playoff game. You got 41, and you got Dame, who's an All-NBA player. I don't know if CJ has made the All-Star, but he's
He
All-Star
has his
caliber.
moments. He is,
Yes,
yep.
you got to bring this home because you got this team going for a three-peat in their building. You got them down, but Skip, they got some Golden State. Kevon Looney.